Google wants to surface results from those who are authoritative in their field, have repeatedly proven themselves as trustworthy, and whose product is created, is provided by verifiable experts in the field. So what you ultimately want to do is have a website that has so much experience, expertise, and authoritativeness that Google would feel embarrassed that it didn't surface your site or your products above others in your vertical. What does Google want? Well, ultimately, it wants experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. They used to only have one E. It used to be experience, authoritativeness, trustworthiness, and it was a very easy acronym, EAT. Now it's sort of a long EAT, but they have experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And if your content, your product descriptions, the things on your site can exude this, what they call EAT, you will outrank your competitors. And a lot of this stuff, by the way, is in what Google calls their quality raters guide. It's a good 160 pages these days. What we're going to go over will be so that you don't have to read any of it. Now, EAT itself is technically not a ranking factor, but it's what underpins the entire algorithm. It aligns with what Google is looking for. Simply, Google wants to surface results from those who are authoritative in their field, have repeatedly proven themselves as trustworthy, and whose product is created, is provided by verifiable experts in the field. So what you ultimately want to do is have a website that has so much experience, expertise, and authoritativeness that Google would feel embarrassed that it didn't surface your site or your products above others in your vertical. Now, even if you unquestionably have the best services, best products, or content, if you can't signal that to Google, and we're going to go over how to signal that and help the search engine better understand your website, your product, your company, then it's all meaningless. So before we get to quality, let's discuss user experience. I can't stress enough how important it is to care about and pay attention to user experience, UX as it's known, because you want your users to have an optimal experience when visiting your site.
Hey, if you're enjoying this content, you're going to love the masterclasses that we host on a regular basis. We've got over 1,000 members in our private community, and over 400 of them are already doing over $1 million. We regularly host masterclasses with hundreds of students, and you can find out more below. Join us.
Now, the truth is not all the major ranking factors. It's not one of the major ranking factors, but it is one of those that does have an effect on the user. And so if you have a bad user experience, ultimately Google will understand that people are clicking away very quickly when they come to your site. If it's difficult to read, if it's difficult to navigate, you'll never grow your audience. Readers may, visitors, I should say, will come to your site once, feel it's low quality, not check out your products. And it should be noted that UX also extends to things like spelling, grammar, punctuation. Visitors to your site, if they see a lot of spelling errors, they see grammar errors, they see things that just don't make sense, they're going to question the bottom of this acronym, the trustworthiness. They're going to question that and the professionalism. And then if they question it, by extension, Google will also, because Google will see all these things as well. So you're probably thinking to yourself, why am I doing all this stuff to satisfy Google? And the answer is, you probably know, right? We're talking about Google. The answer is not because it's the biggest search engine in the world, or that it can drive tremendous amount of traffic and revenue. That, yes, that's all important. And this is where I get accused of drinking the Google Kool-Aid. But the reason you want to satisfy these criteria is because Google's guidelines are not really capricious or the result of some technician saying my way or the highway. What happens is Google tests and tweaks everything you can possibly imagine, then analyzes that data. And as a result, their best practices are actually what users want. They align not with what Google wants, but with what they've learned over time visitors want. And ultimately, that makes for a better user experience. So in a sense, they've done the hard work or analysis for you. Now all you need to do is implement it. Now, of course, if you're serving up what your users want, yes, Google will then reward you with the traffic and ultimately the revenue you want.